Good morning, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Good
Yes,
morning.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, how was your exam yesterday? Unit test? Was it fine?
Nice,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Was it nice?
Yes,
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
yes.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, some instruction regarding that. See, I have just uploaded a list of students who are from whom I haven't received responses in Google Classroom. Fine. You just please be attentive. Okay. Thing is that, see, you need to be attentive. It is not like that. See, every now onwards, the trend of this online learning, online examination has been. It is not due to this pandemic. It has been going on online exams, etc. Now, depending upon different agency, different availability, etc., they provide you with they provide you different instructions. You have to adhere to the instructions. At times, if some proctored exams are going on, for example, wherein some agencies provide that countdown as well, how much time is remaining, etc. Everything is not possible everywhere. Fine, they are paid agencies, so when you face some central online exam for some recruitment test or GATE, something like that, or JEE, etc., you find that kind of thing, then automatically submit as well. Here we are having some limited resource, so you should act accordingly. You should not wait. Instruction has been given. You should submit. You should press the submit button. Means you should press submit button. Now things are everything is automatic. Understand? That is system driven. Time is given that 4:45 it will end, means it will automatically end. No one can intervene. I can't do anything. I can't keep. This is in general instructions. Understand? So no one can debar anyone purposefully. This is all, and all the data is generated, and all the data the examiner or sage who conducts the exam gets with timestamp. Which person tried submitted at which time, which hour, which minute, which second. So everything is automatic. Nothing is human intervention is avoided. Understand? So if you fail to submit or if you don't submit within time, that is your fault. No one can do anything. Understand? And this is initial stage of your student life. So now these are good learnings. So you be attentive. Dedicatedly 2 to 3 minutes you should give to this section. Read instructions. Then don't wait for, if it is told that 10:25 it will be end. So you try to finish by 20:22, 23, and submit. And always, if you do any this is online, in online transactions, or say wherever you deal something online, for example you shop also, at times you do some financial transaction, you submit some exams, etc. So whenever your transaction happen, whether it's submission or financial transaction or whatever, take snapshot of that, have a proof of that. Understand? If you don't have any proof of anything, no one can help you. Understand? So please be act accordingly. And still we'll be having, we may have one more test. We'll probably have one more test. Whoever were absent in first test, second test, please uh, work hard. Then we will be having these. See, these marks what a unit test are getting. It is not everything. You must first of, whenever you start studying any course, you should also understand what's the evaluation process. Understand? I don't know whether you were provided information earlier or not, but this is one part of the evaluation. Understand? It is not everything. This test is for one module or two modules. This test was for three modules. Sorry, two modules. Earlier test was also for two modules. So this is not everything. You keep that in mind. All the submissions what you are doing, that will also contribute to your markings. Then we'll be having practical examinations as and when. Then we will be having some viva. You'll be having end-sem exam. We still need to have one assignment submission also. So these things we'll be having, and there's all you need to work on every aspect, and everything cumulatively will reflect in your result for this particular subject. Okay. Now, last time we started that projection of isometric projection. Sorry. So today, what we will do, first of all, we will few some other example of projection of solid. I'll share my screen. Hope that screen is visible.
No, sir.
Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you read the problem and understand what is given, etc. First of all, calmly read the problem. Okay, what it is saying that a tetrahedron of 50 long edges is resting on one edge on HP, while one triangular face containing this edge is vertical and 45-degree inclined to VP. Draw projections. Okay. Now, first of all, what the shape is given? That is tetrahedron. Now, what do you mean by tetrahedron? What is tetrahedron? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, answer me, what is tetrahedron?
Triangular
Triangular
pyramid.
Sorry?
triangular pyramid.
Triangular pyramid.
Triangular
Okay,
pyramid,
now
sir.
I will show you one object. You I'll stop. You first of all take a snapshot of this question. Okay, I will stop sharing for a moment. Okay. Now, which plane is this?
Vertical plane.
vertical plane. Okay, which plane is this?
Horizontal.
Horizontal plane.
Horizontal.
Horizontal plane.
Which one is a horizontal plane? Fine. Now, which plane is this?
Profile plane.
Correct. It is profile plane. And if I want to be more precise, then which profile plane is this? Left profile plane. And if I have some other plane over here, it's called right profile plane. In all this discussion, what we are seeing this object. Sorry. We are assuming that we are seeing this object from this direction, and this is front view. So this is vertical plane, this is horizontal plane, this is left profile plane, this is right profile. Fine. Now you all said what is tetrahedron. Okay, fine. Can you say which shape is this? Can you say by looking at it?
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay. You require top view also. Correct. So I will show you the top. Okay. This is the top. Can everyone see? Everyone see?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, which is this?
सर आपकी आवाज कट रही है.
Which shape is this? Can you say now which shape is this? Answer me. In here, Can you hear me or not? Am I audible? Am I
Yes,
audible?
sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Audible.
Yes, sir. Now, sir.
Could not hear anything.
Audible.
Now can you see the object?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, which shape is this?
Triangle.
Triangle.
This is the top view. Now which solid shape is this?
Triangular pyramid.
Triangular pyramid, correct. So what you were saying, a triangular pyramid, tetrahedron is also triangular pyramid. It is like that. See, this is tetrahedron beside it. Can you see both together?
Yes, sir.
Now what is the
Yes, sir.
difference between triangular pyramid, normal triangular pyramid, and this tetrahedron? What is the difference? First of all, tell me
Sir, एक
how many triangular faces are there in a triangular pyramid? How many triangular faces are there here in triangular pyramid?
3 triangular faces.
Are you sure? Whenever you answer, just think for a few seconds, then answer. Don't answer.
Yes, sir.
4, sir. 4.
Four. This is one. This is two. This is three. And the bottom is also triangle. See, that is four. So tetrahedron is a special case of a triangular pyramid. Understand? Wherein what happens? All these four triangular faces. Can you see the tetrahedron currently? Can you see?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Hold a minute. Can you see now? Is it visible?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
In the second ID, you need to focus. Second ID.
No, sir. No visit.
No, sir.
No,
No.
sir.
It is visible now.
No, sir.
No, sir.
So, but what I was telling that, just a moment. Now,
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
is
No, sir.
tetrahedron. Okay, no problem. See, we discussed that triangular pyramid is having four triangular faces. Now, tetrahedron is a special case of triangular pyramid. What's special in that? We have four triangular faces in triangular pyramid, correct? The triangular faces in tetrahedron are of same size. That is the only difference. Now it is coming.
Voice not clear.
Now can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So now you may be able to see the tetrahedron as well, I think, in the second ID. So that
Yes,
is
sir.
the case of special case of triangular pyramid, wherein these triangular faces, see, where however you put it, however you rotate it, it will be visible, it will be looking like a same piece. Whereas if you have this triangular pyramid, currently it is looking like this shape. Now if you rotate something like this, now shape gets changed because this triangular face is different. This is of not same size. Wherein in tetrahedron, even if you rotate in any orientation, the same height will be there. Understood? So this is the tetrahedron. Now we will continue with our problem. Let me share my screen to you. Okay, my screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so
Yes.
okay, the tetrahedron of given size, some size is given. Okay, now what is the first step? First step is to draw XY line. Now we will draw a top view of a tetrahedron. Top view of a tetrahedron will be a triangle. Correct or not? Fine. Why we drawn the top view? We drawn the top view because it is saying that it is resting on HP. Now, first of all, I will again demonstrate you actually the problem, how the problem is. Just a moment. I'll stop sharing for a moment. Can you see the video?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Video is visible now.
No, sir.
No, sir.
And ID.
Sir.
Yes or no?
No, sir. No, sir.
No,
No, sir.
sir.
Okay. So first what we will do, we'll draw its top view. Now top view of, now the screen is visible, I think.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Top view is triangle. Fine. That's why we have drawn triangle. Now, that triangle we could have drawn by like this also. Correct or not? By something like this also. This would be same the top view only. Then why we drawn this way only? There is a particular reason why we drawn like this. What is the reason? We wanted to reduce the steps. Which step we wanted to reduce? See, first of all, what it is said that a triangular face, first of all, it is resting on one edge. It is resting on one edge on HP, and a triangular face containing that edge is vertical. Okay, so now just let us see first of all next step. So now in top view you need to have apex also. How you will get apex? I have told you earlier. We have done the same exercise in pentagonal pyramid. From this corner, any corner to the opposite side midpoint, you join it. So everything will join at the center some point. That point is apex only. Okay, so this is it. Okay, now these are the names given A, B, C, etc. Now we will draw top view. Now for top view, where to stop means you have drawn apex. Fine, that is fine. You have drawn that apex. Okay, but you have drawn this apex, correct? You have drawn this axis of this apex, correct? But where to stop vertically? How you will decide? Answer me fast. Answer me fast. Some information must be given, na? Now, okay. Now, first of all, get back to triangular pyramid. Everyone is imagining triangular pyramid.
Yes, sir.
Okay. How many triangular faces are there? 4. Fine. Whereas small triangle is base and other 3 are joining the apex. Correct? Okay. Now in that, how many edges are there? Long edges are there. How many long edges are there in a triangular pyramid, which I showed you earlier? I am not talking about tetrahedron, triangular pyramid. How many long edges? Is it easy or dear?
3 long edges.
3, correct? So we are having 3 long edges in a triangular pyramid. Now, all along the all the lines going away from that HP means which are not in base, those lines we consider as long edge. So how many long edges this tetrahedron will have? It will also have 3 long edges, isn't it? These are the 3. This is 1, this is 2, and this is 3. Okay, these 3 are long edges. Now here a tetrahedron is given by the long edge dimension. Understand? Long edge dimension is given. Okay. Now I asked you earlier why we drawn it like this and not like this shape. or say for example this shape, or any other shape, and why we drawn like this. Now understand it. Tetrahedron long edge is given, correct? So this length is given AO, CO and BO. Now by drawing this tetrahedron in this form, actually we have understood the problem and we have started by drawing the tetrahedron in this form, and ultimately we are doing serving two purpose together. Now answer me, this line OA, or what is the orientation of this line OA? What is the orientation of line OA? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
What is the orientation of line OA, which I have highlighted? Orientation means its position with respect to HP and VP. What is the position of OA with respect to HP? Where you can see that
Parallel.
with HP, you can't see it in this, whether it is parallel to HP or not. You can see in front view, isn't it? It is parallel to VP. That is, you can
Yes, sir.
see from here, because we are seeing top view. Top view, we can only see the inclination with respect to VP. So now it is parallel to VP. Now it is parallel to VP. So its front view, yesterday's exam's first question. So it is parallel to VP. So its front view will give us, or say it is parallel to VP. So its projection in VP will give us
True size.
true size, correct? That's why we have drawn these OA parallel to VP such that then its front view will give us true size. So now we have, what we have done by drawing these, we have taken these projections. Now it is given that the long edge is 50 mm. So we will measure 50 mm, we will mark one point A here and we will cut one arc over here. That will be 15, that will be 50, like this, true length, correct? That's why it is kept in this orientation. Another purpose what is being served here, that later on it is told that triangular face containing the edge is vertical and it is inclined. So we will it is resting on one of the edge. So what are the edges here? We are having this edge and this edge of the base. Any one of them it is resting, fine. And say for example it is resting on AC, this one. So which triangular face we will talk about, because some triangular face containing that edge it is given. So which triangular face we will talk about? If it is, this is the edge in consideration, then triangular face in consideration becomes AOC, this triangular face, AOC, correct or not? If the edge which is into consideration is AB, then triangular face is containing that edge is ABO, isn't it? So here what we have done, one, we have done this solution, which problem is solved first, and second we have made this OC, this line we selected this line as a base edge on which it will be resting. So that now I will just tilt it in this way so that face automatically become vertical or not. Now this OBC face is currently here, okay? This OBC face is currently, you can see in front of you here. Now if that is to be make vertical, that is means 90 degree with HP. So this angle currently is something greater than 90, should be made like 90 or not? Like this. Then this face will be vertical to HP, and directly we will have some next inclination 45 degree with VP. Are you understanding or not?
Yes, sir.
If you have drawn it in some other way, then what you would have done, see, it is nothing wrong. One step would have been added. That first of all you need to make these things correct. Then either you just rotate it such that some line become perpendicular to this, and then you draw its projection. Here you have just understood the problem and drawn this way such that one step is reduced, nothing else. Okay, now we'll discuss our problem. Fine. So this is the true length, as this is the parallel to VP. That's why in vertical plane it is parallel to VP. So in VP we will see the true length. Understood? It is like this, that we know very well. Okay. Next. Just hold a moment. Kani workshop. એમાં કોઈ નથી ને? Okay. So what is next step? Now see. Now what we have done? Now this was the triangular face OBC, which was having some other angle. Now we made that angle as 90 degree and we regenerated everything. So what is the length? What was this length? Is still this length. What was this angle? Is still this angle. What is this angle? This length is still this length. Everything we just regenerated. We just tilted this object in this direction such that this angle became 90. That's it. Because by doing so, what is told will be done. That one edge, it is resting on one edge. Yes, it is resting on edge. Which edge it is resting on? It is resting on which edge? BC, and a triangular face containing that edge. So in our case, that is OBC. Now OBC is also perpendicular. So this thing is already done, covered up to this. Clear? Now we will draw its projection simply by drawing it. Now what is next step is given, that and in 45 degree inclined to VP. So now that line, BC line, is 45 degree inclined to VP. So what we will do, we will draw on 45 degree line. On that we will mark this BC and this O, everything will be as it is, and we will regenerate it. That's it. And now its front view, so projection upwards and projection rightward from step 2. So it will give us this. Clear or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is,
Yes, I clear.
so main thing here discussion was how you start, why you started like this in this particular orientation only, because you need to have this, and this you can have only when this is parallel to VP. If you project this, you won't have this for 55 degree, 55 mm. You won't have this because it is already inclined. So you are seeing some apparent view. Here you are seeing the exact view. Though it is inclined with HP, that we don't mind, but it is not inclined to VP. Here this line is inclined to VP also and HP also. This line is also inclined to VP and HP. Understood? This is how we reduce this shape. Otherwise, you just do it some problem by your own. You will just stuck up in this problem only. Now what to do? 75. See, you need to read it. This 50 is not axis. This 50 is long edge. So true length it is given. Okay. So this is the solution. Now one more thing here, we have some mistake. Just understand. Now for this we are seeing from here, correct? So actually which object you are seeing through solid? Which point you are seeing through solid?
C1.
C1. Okay. Now first of all let me do it this way. So in this case, C line coming out of C should be dashed, isn't it? Actually. So I will draw it. It should be like this actually. And this should be correct. There was some minor mistake in this. Understood? You always need to follow this principle, which object, which point you are seeing through solid and which object is the nearest point. See here A is the nearest point. So all the lines coming out of A must be solid. Understand? So you have to go this way also and this way also, and ultimately by doing so, all the dashed line or say non-dashed line problem is cleared. Okay, let us see the next one. Okay, now one more thing. Now here we are talking about freely suspended solid. What does it mean? Freely suspended solid means it is tied with some rope or something like that, and it is kept hanging in air. It is called freely suspended. Okay, now I will, for a moment I will stop sharing.
Can you see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Just a moment. Can you see this pen tied with some rope? Assume that this is a rope. Understand? Currently it is horizontal. You just assume it is slightly not horizontal, but you assume that it is horizontal. Okay. It is horizontal.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay, freely hanging horizontal. Now this is, but right now it is not tied up from center. It is tied up from somewhere else. Okay, now I will tie up it with some center, geometric center. See what is happening. What happened? What happened here? Array, at least speak something. What happened here? I tied it with at center. So what is happening? That it is tilting. Right now it is no more horizontal. Because why? Now this will, okay, now see. Now it is again horizontal.
Yes,
You
sir.
assume it. Right now I am not having that much accurate tying material. So this is horizontal.
Yes, sir.
And if I do this, what is happening? It is again becoming inclined. So what is this? What is happening? Very understandable thing. Just try to answer. Due to its weight, it is tilting this way. When I put this cap up, weight is increasing on this portion. So ultimately my geometric center of gravity is shifting on this side, and that's why it becoming like this. Now if you carefully observe, the tied point and center of gravity is vertical. Okay, so center of gravity mainly effect in or say it affects anything, but it affects mainly in which kind of objects, wherein which weight distribution is not even. Understand? Here weight distribution is more in bottom part as compared to top part, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
And similarly, if I was having this cube, so this cube, we are having weight distribution evenly. So its center of gravity will be at the middle. Center of gravity means the point through which the weight will act. We all are having center of gravity. You know, you just try to stand without any support and try to tilt yourself forward or backward. You tend to fall. Why? Because your center of gravity is shifting. Initially, your center of gravity was coinciding with your legs, your support system. That's why you are standing correct. You are standing as it is. Now, if you tilt your body, what happens? Your center of gravity comes out of that line of legs. And that's why you tend to fall. This is very simple, basic example. Okay. So regarding that, we will discuss now further.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is the screen. Fine. Now, in we have two types of solids. One which is cylinder and prism. For them, this weight is evenly distributed. Fine. So their CG will come at height by 2. Okay. Whereas the other set, which is cones and pyramids, for that weight distribution is not even with respect to height. Their weight distribution is more at bottom as compared to what is at top. So there CG comes at h by 4. Okay, so right now you understand this much. And why, how it will be useful, that we will see now. Now, just imagine that a pentagonal pyramid of this much size and this much long axis is freely suspended from one corner of a base, so that a plane containing its axis remains parallel to VP. Draw its three views. That's it. So I will first of all, what I will do? XY line, then pentagonal pyramid. How you will draw the apex? How you will draw the apex? How you will get the apex here? You will draw this line perpendicular to opposite end like this, and it will ultimately match at center like this. Correct? Understood? So this is how you got apex. Now these are the projection, the front view. Now what is told, that it is suspended freely from one corner of a base. So how many corner it is having at the base? How many corners it is having at the base?
Five.
5 corners. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, we have 5 corners, and out of any of this corner it is picked up. Understand? And it is lifted up in the air. At that moment, a plane containing its axis remains parallel to VP. That we should keep in mind. So how we will do that? First of all, I will show you. Now, this is the G, center of gravity. It is at how much distance from bottom? It is at h by 4 distance. Correct? We have seen it earlier. Okay. Now, in next step, what happens? Now, one, you read this. You read this. This is important one. This point. What it is saying, that a solid is freely suspended from corner. So currently we are assuming we will lift this object from this corner. So the line joining this corner, or say point of lift and center of gravity, line joining 2 points, which are 2 points from where we are lifting the object and the center of gravity. These 2 points is joined by straight line. That line will remain vertical. That is the principle of nature. It will always happen like this only. Understand? Now the simple example I will say, everyone can imagine this hammer. Everyone can imagine this hammer.
Yes, sir.
Okay, where its CG will be, center of gravity will be where for this hammer? Randomly it will be somewhere here.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now you imagine you have picked up this hammer from this point. This point. Okay, you have to just pick it up softly. You don't hold it. Understand? You just pick it from there and let it be wherever it go. So what will be the orientation of that hammer in your hand? What will be the orientation of that hammer in your hand? It will become something like this. This is your hand. Correct or not?
Correct, sir.
So ultimately point of,
Yes.
sorry, sorry. So the point of lift and the center of gravity, line joined by these 2 points always remains vertical whenever something is lifted up. You can do this experiment right now in your room. Whatever object you take, you just assume and pick up it freely. I will just show you one thing. If you can see my video, just I'm just putting that. Can you see my video screen? Okay. So this is one. I will go in this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 5 corners of a pentagon. And this is the top view. So you know this is pentagonal pyramid. It is situated like this. Okay. Everyone can see my video or not?
Yes, I
Yes.
see.
Okay. Now this is the corner we are deciding. Through this corner we will pick this up. So I will just hold it. See what happens. So first of all, where its CG will be? Its CG will be somewhere around here or not? We don't know it precisely,
Yes.
but somewhere around here. Okay. At the center of axis. Somewhere around here at the axis. Okay. Now I'll pick this up. I will just pick this up. Now can you see?
Yes, sir.
Can you see it suspended?
Yes, sir.
What happened? Point of lift and center of gravity is automatically vertical, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
When I suspend the same in air freely, I allow it. I am not holding it like this. I am not holding it. I am just allowing it freely suspended. So whatever movement will be there, it will be given. Understood? Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now second case. Currently it's CG is somewhere here and axis at axis. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I
Yes,
will
sir.
pick it from here. Now our that hypothesis is correct or it is validated? Again, point of lift and CG line joining those 2 points is vertical in this case also.
Yes.
Okay. Now I will give you another example. This is the cube. Correct? This is the cube. Can you see that cube?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I where will be CG? CG will be at half of the length here. Correct? It will be at center. Correct? Now I will
Yes,
pick up from here. I will try to pick it from here. Really. See, it is automatically coming in that way. Lifting point and CG is coming at vertical, becoming vertical. Correct? Understood or not? Now, this is the compass box. Fine. We assume that it is uniformly distributed. It is uniformly distributed. So its CG will be somewhere here. Yes or no?
Yes.
We assume this as a 3D object. Now I'll pick it up from here. I'll pick it up from here. See what happens. This point line and CG coming vertical.
yes,
Now I will pick it up from here. Left child center, and our CG is here only. Okay, so I'll pick it up. See, again it is following the same thing. Yes or no? Correct? Are you understanding or not? Did you get it? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that concept we'll be using here in this particular problem. Okay, so this is the line joining CG and point of lift, because this corner we have decided through this corner we will lift this up. Okay. Now, one more thing. Why we have drawn this pentagon in this fashion? Let us see first of all. Answer will be clear. So now what we will do, we know that line joining the pickup point and CG is always vertical. So what we will do, we will measure this line and we'll draw it here vertical. Then we are having 2 points available, this point D and this point G. Fine. So from all these points, we can have remaining points. Correct or not? We can measure OG and we can mark it here. We can measure OD and we can mark here. So ultimately that intersection will give us somewhere here point O. Correct? Similarly, we can regenerate this whole thing. Till now what we were given that it is inclined to HP at some angle and or say VP at some angle. It was given something like that and we were regenerating something like that. Now the same thing it is, but it is given in some other form of description, that it is freely suspended. So one dimension gets fixed, this one thing gets fixed, and from this we can regenerate this whole object. That we know very well how we will regenerate. Now this, like this. So we have regenerated everything around it. Now this is the second view. Fine. So this is the, now here you are seeing from top direction like this. So what is the bottommost portion, bottommost point? This is point O and AB. Fine. These points are bottommost. And if you understand it carefully, so those lines joining, here we are having O. OA and OB are solid edges. This line. These are actual existing line because we have picked it up from here and this portion will go down. So those two lines will come dashed like this. If this was cone and these all were generator, then we would not draw this dash because generator are imaginary lines. That we use specially to help us. Understand? Whereas this is actual existing line. Correct? Okay. What is next? Next thing is asked, draw its three views. Three views means what is the three views? Can you hear me clearly? Am I audible? Am I audible? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, what are the three views? We generally do that. What are the three views? Front view, top view, and side view. Okay. So we will draw
Okay.
on side view also. How we will draw side view? Now we have learned orthographic projection, so we know how to draw side view. We'll draw one line over here. We'll draw this projection and we'll draw this projection this way, all this projection, and we'll draw this projection this way. Correct or not? Let us see. So now we will draw 45-degree line. We'll draw this projection. We'll take them out. Then we will take all projections from right view and we'll match those points. By joining those points, we'll get that side view. Correct or not? Now, which side view is this actually? For that, what you need to understand, which projection method is this first of all? Which projection method is this? Which projection method is this?
First angle.
First angle. Why? Because top view is coming below XY line. Okay, so this is first angle projection method. So with that answer, give the next answer. Which side view is this? We have two sides, right and left. So which side view is this?
Left hand side view.
Because this is first angle projection, left hand side view will come on right side and right hand side view will come on left side. Why I am discussing this? Because see, if it is written here that draw front view, top view and right hand side view, it is given that you draw right hand side view. So where your right hand side view will come?
Left side.
Your right hand side view will come somewhere here. Understand? And to accommodate that right hand side view, you need to draw whole these things somewhere here. Then you will have some space over here, and then you will draw this right hand side view. Correct? So it is very important to first of all understand the whole problem, what is given, and plan your problem where you will draw which thing. Once it is done, then quickly mechanically fat you can do it. You know everything. But before that, you need to give 2-3 minutes to that problem. Understand? And now just other discussion in the form of that if you completed this thing and then realize that actually you need to draw some view here because it should come on the left hand side view of the this front view. So don't rub everything in exam. If you are in time crunch, then what you can do, you can draw it here na? You take all these projections here like this and you all take this projection somewhere like this. Correct? So in that situation, you don't start rubbing everything. It will waste a lot of time. So then you can have this kind of adjustment. Okay, this is not 100% wrong as such. Then you should mention this is step 1, this is step 2 or whatever, and this is the final step of left view and something like that. So you need to use some aptitude. Okay. So clear about this problem? Any doubt in this problem? Anyone having any doubt in this problem? Everyone understood this problem?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
We just required to draw 3 views only, nothing else. Understood? Okay. Just a moment, please. એ લઈ ગયા પેલા તો એને ફોન કરો ને આપણે નંબર okay, so this is the solution. Okay, now we'll see the next one. Okay, Now what is this? A cube is given, long edge is so placed on HP on one corner that a body diagonal through this corner is perpendicular to HP and parallel to VP. Okay, fine. So we draw the top view first because it is resting on HP. Okay. Now, why we did that in such orientation? We did not start it like this, or for example, slide over like this also, and we did this way, diamond shape, because see, if in this case body diagonal will be from A point, this top point, to bottom point of this, correct? So in this case, what is the orientation of this body diagonal? What is the orientation of this body diagonal? Currently, it is inclined at some angle to HP and it is parallel to VP, isn't it? So already you need to have that body diagonal parallel to VP. So we are reducing one step by drawing it in the very first step such that its body diagonal is already parallel to VP. So we need not to bother it much. Correct? Understood or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let us see next. So a cube of 50 mm long edges is, so 50 mm long edges are given. This A, B, B, C, C, D, D, A, everything is 50 mm. On one of its corner, it will be resting in one of its corner. So we are first of all adjusting in. So again, a dual purpose. Body diagonal is also making parallel and we are going to lift it at some corner. So that corner is also we are making here, so that we will be able to see the lift. This is the, now what is the next? That body diagonal through this corner is perpendicular to HP. So now this was the body diagonal, A dash, A dash, A dash, 1 dash, correct? So here it was having some angle with HP, correct? Now we made it first of all 90 degree. Whatever the length was this, that we generated here first of all, and around it we generated remaining object. So now this body diagonal is perpendicular. And what is its orientation with respect to VP? What was its orientation with respect to VP in this case? Body diagonal.
Parallel to
Parallel to VP, and it is asked that it is parallel to VP. Still it is parallel to VP because we have just changed the inclination with respect to HP only in this case. We haven't changed anything. So it is still parallel to VP, isn't it? So now projection, we'll draw the top view. Okay, so in this case, here we will be having this point, bottom point. That bottom point is joining this D. Okay, so that will be the dotted and this will be the dotted. So 3 points will be dotted. Okay, now what is told next? Draw the 3 views. So this is done. This problem is already done. Understood? This front view is done, top view is done. Now only we require to have side view. So we know now after learning orthographic projections, we know how to draw that. Understand? So we took that projection line from left to top and from right to this way. And ultimately we are generating these points. Clear? Again, which is this is in first angle projection. So we are actually seeing from this side. We are seeing from this side, isn't it? So what is the point which we are seeing through solid in this step? Which point is that which we are seeing through solid?
C dash.
C dash. Okay. So line joining C dash. How many lines are joining C dash? C. This is one. If you see in top view, this is one, this is one, and this vertical. 3 lines. So these 3 lines will be, just hold a minute. Okay, so these 3 lines are dashed line, correct? That's why we are getting these 3 lines as dashed line. Correct? That is how we got the dashed line. And this is the solution, final answer. Correct? Any doubt in this? Okay, now we will see this problem. Okay, what is that? Problem is that a right circular cone of given size is resting on HP on point of a base circle such that its axis makes 45-degree inclination with HP and 40 inclination with VP. Now, this is very important case. And actually, we have discussed it earlier when we drawn sheet problem also. Fine. That axis is making both the angle. Axis makes 45 with HP and 40 with VP. Okay. It is not top view or something like that. It is making angle. So we will generate whole problem by taking whatever angle is given. Yeah, it will be much clear by understanding this. So what we will do, first of all, we will generate top view and front view. Now it is resting on one of its corner point, base point. So now it is resting on this base point, correct? By making angle 45 degree with HP. So first step is clear. It is simple enough. First step is simple enough. This, okay, it is making 45 degree with HP. Now the second step. But before second step, we'll draw its top view also. Now here, segment wise, we are seeing from here. We are seeing from this direction. Fine. So which is the farthest most point? Now see, whenever you see some circle, if you see this circle, you can see the half of the points you can see like this, whereas remaining half you can't see. Correct? So actually 3 points you won't be able to see in this problem also. Which are these? This D, F, and E. These 3 points you won't be able to see. Correct? So segment wise, line joining those points. What are D, E, F? So this, and this. This 4 segment, 1, 2, 3, 4. See, this is 1, 2, 3, 4 will come dashed. This is how we decided this will come dashed. Understand? Understand?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Okay. The next step. What is next step? Next step, it is given that axis is again making 40 degree with VP. It is not now that this top view is making 40, and what you will do that you will draw some 40 degree. What is this? You will draw some 40 degree line like this, and you will regenerate everything around it. It is not like this now, because axis is making. So now our concept, what we followed in projection of line, apparent distance and apparent angle and actual angle, that will come into the picture. So what we will do first, that this 40 line is drawn, 40 degree line is drawn with VP. Fine. Now assume that is axis is making this angle. Now we know this is the axis true length. Understand? This true length, what you can see here in front view, it is this much length. That true length is making 40 degree now here. So we drawn that much line. Okay. After that, we know that if this point we will rotate around some axis, will keep rotating, its locus will be straight line. Isn't it? We have seen this. Correct or not?
Yes.
We have
Yes, sir.
already understood this, that this will be the straight line. Okay, so now what we will do, it is very much known. We know this distance. This is the top view length of axis. So we will mark compass here and we'll mark that line somewhere here. Okay, so we will get this line. That will be the object such that that axis will be making 40 degree. Though we are seeing it in top view, but actually it will be axis which will be making 40 degree. Understood? Okay, so this is the locus of the center. So now we will measure this line O1, 1, fine, and then we will mark it on the center line. Now we have got 2 points, so we can regenerate everything. So now we will, this is axis top view length, this length 101. Okay, now we can regenerate everything like this. Okay, now if it is nothing is said that whether apex should be near to VP or so you can draw in any way. This, in this problem it is shown like this, but it is not mandatory. You could have drawn this way also, because see, apex is making some angle. Sorry, apex is not asked for near to VP or something like that. So now we can draw the projections topward and rightward, and we will draw everything. Okay, correct? Here we are seeing something from this, and all the points are visible. Nothing is see-through. So everything will be solid. Okay. Okay. We won't see these. It is not required now. Okay. Now this problem is required to be understood. Fine. What it is saying, a frustum of a regular hexagon. Frustum means hexagonal pyramid. Frustum means when we get frustum fast, what is frustum? Am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
What is frustum? Anyone, at least anyone answer me.
When the plane cuts the pyramid at some angle, when we'll get the first term of hexagonal.
And what if the plane cuts at parallel to the base? Answer me. Who answered this question? Again, answer this question also. What if that plane is parallel to HP or say parallel to base? Frustum is when you cut some. Frustum is when you cut some solid with plane parallel to base, and that solid can be pyramid or cone. Okay, see, here is some mistake. It is not hexagonal pyramid, it is pentagonal pyramid. Okay, so now what it is told, first of all, frustum of a regular hexagonal pyramid is standing on its larger base. Fine, it is standing on larger base. Because if this was the pentagonal pyramid and it was cut from here, then we can have something like this. And this is the smaller one and this is the larger one. So it can be like this also, no? This larger and smaller. It can rest like this also. This is large and this is small. So it is saying that it is resting or standing on larger base. So this is the correct orientation. Okay, then what is happening? With one base side perpendicular to VP. So we have already drawn the top view in that manner only. That one base side is already now perpendicular to VP. Draw its front view and top view. Project its auxiliary top view on the AIP parallel to one of the slant edge showing true length. Base side is 50 mm long and top side is 30 mm long and 50 mm is the height of the first term. Okay, so first of all we will generate this. So this line length is given 50 mm. This length is given 30 mm and we will project it upward. Okay, now this height is given. That height is, see, simple. Understand again, pay attention carefully. Height of first term is given. So this simple word is given. What does it mean? That its axis length is 50 mm. Understand? So you need to measure this distance 50 mm. This will be 50. And there you draw it. Clear? It is not some any age is something given or something like that. Okay. Now again, why we drawn these in particular way only and not, for example, this way, pentagon 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why? Because one thing already, this thing is happening, that one base side is perpendicular to VP, so it is already happening. Another, something is shown in true length form. Some information is given in true length form. Now, what is the true length? What is the true length out of these three? What is the true length out of these three? Answer me. What is the true length out of these three? Because we need to follow that for further process. How you will know whether any line is true length or not? Just we discussed in previous to previous problem. You are not paying attention precisely, not at all. And then these things reflects in your results also. This slant edge is parallel to VP, isn't it? So its projection in VP will be the true length. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
This is the only possibility that this line is true length, not these and not these. That's why we drawn it this manner, that one line we are getting parallel to VP and one line we are getting perpendicular to VP. This is solved by, this is for this particular thing and this is for this particular thing. So we are reducing the steps in first drawing only directly. Understand? That is what we are doing by drawing it. You could have drawn it other way also, but then you have to rotate it again. You have to draw it the second step. Then you have to rotate it again to get the slant edges. You have to rotate it again. So you are increasing two steps. So we avoided that. Now what is still, now I discussed the section of the solid. Which two planes I discussed where which can have section of the solid? I discussed the two planes. While discussing auxiliary plane, we discussed this auxiliary plane. We can have two auxiliary planes. Which are those two? One name is already given in question. We are not paying attention. What are those two planes? Isn't it AIP that we discussed? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Then second one is AVP.
E-
Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this AIP is inclined to which plane? AIP is inclined to which plane? HP.
Yes, sir.
So this is called AIP. And if other some plane is inclined to VP, then this is called auxiliary vertical plane. This is called auxiliary inclined plane. And this is called auxiliary vertical plane. We have seen these. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Then if you will get if you will forget in 1 week or something like that, it won't help. Okay, so now we will proceed for this auxiliary plane. So what we will do for that? See, we are seeing from this side, and this is the true length. Okay, please mute yourself. This is the true length. So we have drawn one line parallel to this true length line. Now what we will do? We have done this in auxiliary sheet problem 4. That section of the cone, section of the pentagonal pyramid. What we will do now? Anyone? We will draw this project, all these points projection through this line, isn't it? So that projections will be perpendicular to this new line, x1, y1. Correct? Projections will be perpendicular to this x1, y1 line, correct or not? Yes or no? We have done this in sheet number 4, problem number 4, sheet number 6. Yes or no? How you will get these points? Now answer me this. How you will get these points? Then you will how you will get these points? We will measure the distance from XY line. For example, I am talking about this point. I will draw this one point number 1 here somewhere. So what I will do, I will measure this distance. Correct? And on the projection of that line, I will drop that point. So this is my point number 1. Okay. Now if I want to mark the point number C, so what I will do, I'll measure its distance from this old XY line. Now I will paste that point, I will mark that point on this projection from C from new x1, y1 line. So the same length, I will mark it here. So this will be my point number C. Yes or no, we have done this to obtain the
Yes,
true
sir.
shape. We have done this or not? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
So we have done this or not?
Yes, sir. Done.
Then you have uploaded also all the stuff. How you drawn that? Just copy paste. Similarly, see point number 5, if we focus point number 5, so first of all, we will measure the point number 5 in this from this XY line. Okay. And then we will cut that here. So this will be the point number 5. Now let us see that point is coming or not. See, 1 is matching, their 1 and my 1. Now we will see for 5. So see, 5 is also getting, we will get C here. Happened or not? So similarly, we have got all the points. Understood? and you know that those points and at top and bottom are joined by straight line, so you will join those line by straight line. Now here you are seeing it from this way. Okay, it is given that you have seen this from this side. So the CD is the farthest most point. All the lines joining the CD will be the dashed line. Correct? Yes or no? Can you hear me? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Have you understood this problem? How you can
Yes,
draw
sir.
using auxiliary plane? See, right now it is just a moment. Hold it. नीचे ले गया कहीं फायर एक्सटिंग्विशर वाला कोई आवे हमारे ले गया जस्ट okay. So now this is just a moment. This is auxiliary top view. Fine. So that's why what we are doing, we are measuring distances of these points in top view and we are projecting it here. If it was auxiliary front view, are you getting me? If it was auxiliary front view, then what we would have done, that we would have measured distances of these all these points from in front view, and we would have projection from this. It would have inverted. Are you getting me? This is auxiliary front top view we are drawing. That's why we drawn a line parallel in front view. If you can't understand it, you should note it down. That if auxiliary top view is to be drawn, then what step we are following? If auxiliary top view we are drawing, then what we will do? We will draw new x1 y1 line in front view. We will draw projection also in front view, but we will mark distances in top view. Now, if you are told to draw auxiliary front view, then what would have been changed? Then you would have new x1 y1 line in top view. Fine. You will draw projection also from top view, but you will measure distances from front view. Correct? And you could have drawn this view. Correct? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Understood? Any doubt in today's discussion? Anyone?
No, sir.
If you have any doubt, you can ask me.
No, sir. No doubt.
Anything you want to ask? Any question? Please ask. If you are having some question, you doubt, ask here only in this common platform. And don't ask on personally. What is my motive is, if someone is having some doubt and we discuss it in front of whole class, then everyone got to know. It should not like that only 1 person or 2 person got to know. Understand that?
सर सीट नंबर से सर
Yes.
सर सीट नंबर 7 का प्रॉब्लम नंबर 2 सर कुछ समझ नहीं आ रहा है.
Have you attended class? I drawn it in running class.
Yes, sir.
Then I ask it repeatedly, that if you are having some problem or something like that. And today is due
Yes,
date. If you have understood problem number 1, then problem number 2 is no different. Orthographic projection only.
Yes, sir.
You should have, at that very moment, you could have asked me, na? Now, what you do, you consult one of your friends and understand from that. This is the great
Okay, sir.
tool actually to resolve your doubts. Discuss within your group, everyone.
Okay, sir.
Okay, any doubt regarding this question?
No, sir.
Session, anyone? Okay, I will end this session. Thank you.